gals, never hear from Drake Wing Gaming, and some of you on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Promises to Keep, Artemis's Path. And let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, we're up, and let's go. Alrighty. Sometimes I think that's why he acts so aloof, because he doesn't want to reveal how much he cares. He doesn't want to come off as overbearing or clingy. That's just my theory, anyway. No, I think you're right. Ollie said pretty much the same thing last night. I think back to Artemis and Theo's argument this morning, noting the similarities to Rofi's story. When the window broke, he was the first to mention getting Theo. Artemis knew he'd want to know, even if it upset him. Yeah, he's a big ol' softy, really. Rofi laughs, eyes twinkling. Just don't get hit by any cars and you should have no trouble with him. Oh, I bet you'll have him wrapped around your paw in just a few days. Ha ha, I say sarcastically, stealing some food off of Rofi's plate. Is everyone else awake? Was I the last to emerge today? Yep, even Ollie was up before you. He helped us organize the stuff from the den and put it back in place. I think he's still finishing up in there, actually. Maybe I'll go see if he needs help. I've done enough lying around. If you want, I'll leave some food out for the two of you. Thanks, Rofi. See you two later. Later. Bye! For ya. Heading back out to the living room, working on another reply to Artemis. Any idea how much longer you two will be out? Why? You miss me already? Maybe I do. That's fair. Maybe I miss you too. Hypothetically speaking, of course. Of course. Theo and I are helping shovel at the moment. Well, more accurately, Theo is helping shovel and I'm also here. Maybe I'll break off and head back after we're done. If you want, I promise there's not much interesting happening here. Good. I've had enough interesting to last a fucking lifetime. Same. Be back in 10 to 15 minutes. See you soon, Furball. I pocket my phone with a smile. The living room looks pretty much the same as usual, with no trace of last night's mess. I stroll past the merrily crackling fire and head into the den, where I find a familiar green dinosaur fussing over the bookshelves. Morning, Ollie. Oh, good morning, Leo. Well, I guess it isn't really morning anymore. Ollie waves a claw lightly. As far as I'm concerned, morning is whenever you wake up. Anyway, how are you feeling? Everyone keeps asking me that, I say, chuckling good-naturedly. I'm fine, really. How'd you sleep? Like a rock. A particularly sleepy rock. Hope it was nice. Long naps like that are 50-50 for me. I either feel invincible or like I just got hit by a truck. There's no in-between. I wouldn't say a truck. Maybe a nice minivan. Oh, okay, I see. Very manageable. Ollie giggles softly and takes a seat in one of the repositioned armchairs. I nestle into the other chair, tucking my legs underneath me on the big cushion. Still, though, I'm glad you're able to get some extra shut-eye. I know you didn't drink last night, but even so. If I were in your position, I would have been a puddle of slime. All my atoms would have disassociated from each other and scattered into the ether. Honestly, I feel like I came pretty close to doing just that. Still, though, the three of you did such a good work, and so fast, too. I mean, pretty much everything was already done by the time the rest of us woke up. All thanks to Theo and Artie. You're selling yourself short, you know. You've been through so much in the past few days. It's honestly impressive that you can stay so positive. I shrug, not really knowing how to respond. I certainly don't feel impressive. I'm sorry, Leo. What for? I'm just sorry that all this happened to you. You don't deserve it. You deserve much, much better. Ollie, you're such a sweetheart. I mean, I guess, yeah, maybe. I scruff the fur on the back of my head, blushing slightly. But how often in life do we actually get what we deserve? Oops, wrong thing to say. Time to change tact. Overall, though, it could be much, much worse. At least I have you all to worry about me. That brings a smile back to his face. Oh, definitely. Between the five of us, you've got no shortage of worriers. Because, as you know, worrying about a problem hard enough fixes it. Ollie giggles at his own joke, nestling further into his chair. It strikes me that I haven't seen him look this comfortable before. He must finally be settling in here. My bubbling curiosity finally starts to boil over. There probably won't be a better time to ask this, so here goes. Hey, speaking of worries, can I ask you something about Artemis? Ollie tilts his head, blinking curiously at me. Sure, probably, anyway. You and Artemis have known each other for a while now, right? Sort of. We met in college, so it's been a few years, yeah. I think it was my junior year. My roommate was out, so I had the dorm room to myself for the night. Around 3 in the morning, I heard someone banging on the door and shouting, so I went to go check it out, but I didn't see anyone in the peephole. Turns out Artemis was sitting up against the door, so when I opened it, he just kind of fell into the room. Ollie shakes his head, smiling softly. His voice takes on a new tone, smoother, deeper, and more confident. He was so fucking smashed, he didn't even realize he was on the wrong floor. I explained it to him and everything, but he wasn't really in any state to leave. So I sat him up in a chair and brought him some water. We talked for hours. Well, I guess it was mostly him talking, but that was fine by me. I wanted to hear about him. He was surprisingly coherent. He told me about his music and tried to play me some, but he couldn't get his phone to work. He kept dropping it in his lap. We talked until the sun came up, and by then he was feeling okay enough to walk, so we went to go get coffee. It was honestly a really magical night. Maybe more for me than for him. When I talked to him about it later, he said he spent the rest of the day in bed with a nuclear hangover. He even draped a black blanket over the window to keep the light out. Ollie falls silent then, lost in warm memories. I keep quiet too, not wanting to interrupt him. I hope you don't mind my asking, but how do I approach this? What exactly do I want to ask? What was he like back then? The dino is silent for a few long moments, but the claw clacking continues. He was wilder, more restless than he is now. He had this manic energy about him, and he was always moving, like he was afraid to slow down. The dino's voice changes, deepens. His usual flighty tone solidifies and takes on a new musicality. But he was kind and sweet and a good listener, just like he is now. Yeah, I do my best to keep my voice steady and nonchalant. Bless you. I bet he had lots of friends. Ollie's brow darkens and his claws freeze mid-clack. His face twists into the closest approximation to anger I've seen him express. I wouldn't call them friends. His words are quiet and soft-spoken, but I can feel the thrashing, roaring energy caged just behind them. Ollie doesn't elaborate. His eyes are fixed on something long past. I push a little further. I take it they weren't good to him? No. Not at all. The venom in his words stirs the air, smoldering and spitting like thick, choking smoke, like a bright, sparking flame. They used him when they wanted to and ignored him when they didn't. Kept him chained to them like a bird in a cage. Somewhere I hear the cold, sonorous sound of an iron door swinging shut. No, wait. It was... Oh, that's the front door! Ollie jumps to his feet in an instant, claws once again fiddling at high speed. Listen, Leo, I'd appreciate it if, I won't tell anyone else, I promise. We never had this conversation. Relief spreads across his face. Thank you. I'm literally such a chatterbox. I'm sorry, Ollie's stream of apologies are cut short as the bird himself strides into the room, still shaking off the snow off his clothes. Speaking of chatterboxes, I'm back. So I see. I was just helping Ollie get things settled in here. Sure, yeah. His eyes twinkle. I bet you were helping a lot from that armchair. I immediately stand up, sticking my tongue out at the sassy bird. How are things out there? Ollie blurts out, clearly eager to change the subject. Believe it or not, there's a lot of snow. Artemis pulls off his beanie and shakes it out, running a talon through his tousled hair. Theo's still out and about, of course, but my arm hurts and I'm tired. He looks like it. He's definitely been awake since the incident this morning. I'm starting to feel guilty about my nap. Maybe we can just chill for a bit, without any more major historical events. Sure! Is it alright if I join you two? Artemis blinks at him. Of course, Ollie. What made you think I wasn't inviting you? Oh, haha. Ollie's eyes flick to me. Just being silly, I guess. There's a novelty, Artemis says gently, shoving his worn beanie back into place. Is it okay if we go back down to the basement? I know it's a little chilly down there for you, Ollie. Artemis, please, I'll be fine. That's cool with me. You can pick up a snack from the kitchen if you need. Nah, I ate. One of the neighbors paid for our shoveling service and sandwiches. Wouldn't it be easier if everyone just paid for everything in sandwiches? Imagine it. A sandwich-based economy. I mean, depending on what kind of sandwich, they could probably spoil, and you wouldn't be able to carry very many at once. So I'm not really sure that... Artemis holds up a talon to shush him, face alight with mirthful exasperation. I didn't mean literally imagine it. Look, never mind. Forget I said anything. Huh. Oh. Right, sorry. Even with the limitations I mentioned, though, it would probably still be preferable to our current economy. Amen to that. We make our way across the now familiar house, heading for the basement. So, did you have anything in mind? Any activities? Nope, nothing at all. I'm honestly running out of ideas for things to do here. The cabin fever is setting in already. Maybe we could just sit and listen to music or something. You could put it on one of your playlists. Ooh, yes, yes! Ollie claps his claws excitedly, almost bouncing up and down. Okay, sure. What kind of mood are we looking for? I'll leave that up to you, Leo. Here, you can scroll through my account and pick one you like. Just, sorry in advance about the names. They're not always very descriptive. Artemis sets up a Bluetooth speaker as I scroll through his formidable music collection. What kind of mood do I want right now? Chat, is this real? Enrichment for my enclosure? Medic hazard, do not click. I'll save that one for last. Looks like a collection of upbeat party hits and fun bangers. Fun, bubbly, and energetic. Well, I suppose this will make me wake up. Oh, sorry, I can change it if you're not in the mood. Nah. It's probably what I need to stay awake, honestly. I hate naps and I hate sleeping in. I'm hardcore diurnal. And yet, somehow, we're still friends. Through a lot of hard work and perseverance. A year or so ago, Artemis established a rule. Ollie explains to me, grinning broadly. I'm not allowed to send him links, photos, or GIFs after 10 p.m. This boy literally never sleeps. I had to lay down some ground rules for my own health and safety. Artemis just can't keep up with my hyper-modern lifestyle. No one can. Sometimes I really wonder if you sleep at all. Yeah, well, sometimes I don't. Sometimes it just be like that. Sleep and I don't always get along. Yeah, you're just weird that way. You don't ever have trouble sleeping, Artemis? Hardly. I keep a steady schedule, and once I'm out, I'm out. Okay, well, I struggle with steady schedules. Or steady anything, really. That's just not how my brain works. Yeah, I know. No shade, of course, Artemis says gently, repositioning his wings on the couch with a soft flutter. What about you, Leo? It depends on the night. I'm actually going to go ahead and pause it right there, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Patreon or YouTube memberships if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!